Hi guys, this is Jazz, aka Trend Trader for you. In last week's video, we talked about a break of this trend line, and we also talked about having a follow through and a failure of the follow through above around this level. And I also said that if we had a break of this trend line, more likely we're looking for some kind of a bearish. I wouldn't call it a bearish trend, but what I was talking about was the having lower highs and lower lows, and exactly this week's price action told us that this candle made a lower low. If you see the bottom of this candle, 180, around 182 13 approximately, and it was a lower low below this lower low, so which hence that at that point you can say that we might have a beginning of a somewhat of a correction mode of a bearish trend. And also, if you looked at, this was the higher high and we never had a higher high above this. So again, what we're looking at again is if you look at, I'm not going to an hourly, actually my bad, a daily trend. So if you see, let me zoom in here. And if you see the last 3 days of action, we had a somewhat of a bullish pressure. Price went down, came up, able to close up, and then the following day we had price open lower but able to close up again. And on Friday we kind of had a more like a, you can say somewhat of a doji candle, DOGI doji candle. And but at the same time, what we're doing is we're printing lower highs and lower lows. If you see, lower low, lower low, lower low, and this is somewhat of a lower low, lower high right here. So if you were to connect these points right around, let me just get this tool out, and if we do this, approximately right around there, right? So what I'm looking at is, let me just go back into the weekly chart again. The weekly chart is around, I'll do this. I think we did this last week about this week. Last week's exercise that I did was lower highs and connecting lower highs and lower lows, right? So we had a lower low here, which is lower than this low. So what I'm probably thinking, we might have some kind of retracement and somewhat test this trend line again. Just enough of a trend line test is not enough. What I do is I look at prior support, prior resistance, either it's in a intraday basis or it's in a daily basis. And if it comes to a point where I see there's a resistance in there and price is being sold off at that point, that's where it tells me that okay, we're meeting at a resistance and we're probably printing a lower high. Also to be noted is that that this is a very bullish candle right here. It's almost is a hammer candle. Again, going into the depth of the candlesticks, there's a lot more to be said about this candle, so I'm not gonna go in depth of it. But this is a lot of a bullish pressure. All the bears brought the prices down. The bulls came in. They're like, we're gonna reject all the lows in here, and toward end of the week they were able to bring the prices up, yet able to close lower. But the sentiment behind this candle is very, very powerful. So what I'm probably expecting is prices to probably come around this level, or maybe go a little bit higher and meet some kind of resistance and print another lower high. But again, it's all speculation. What we trade based on what we see. As far as putting out trades, you want to see where your nearest resistance and support is, where your trend analysis, and what kind of candlesticks you are printing. Okay, there are a bunch of support levels here. This was one of the support level I talked about, that watch out for support level there. So if I'm just gonna go into daily, right? If I do just press 1, it takes me to daily, and I believe I talked about this in my very critical support. But here's the point. uh, if the price comes into a support area, you just not going to just simply say, okay, I'm gonna buy it here. You're going to look for some kind of reversal signal, and this is where candlesticks plays a huge role. And this was a huge save from a candlesticks telling me that there wasn't any reversal or there wasn't any follow through, and I stayed out of the going long trade. and in here you had a somewhat of a follow through, and if people went long here, which is totally fine. Again, you define your losses, you define your risk reward, but again, if you're okay to take about almost like 7 points of a risk, I mean, that's totally fine to take that trade. But it depends on every kind of trader. But again, what I'm looking at here in is test of trend line, somewhat of a past resistance and now acting as support, and find out a reversal shorting opportunity in there. And let me go back in here. In weekly, I talked about in last week's video about predicting out higher lows and higher highs, and we're doing the reversal now, where again, I could be proven wrong next week, which is totally fine. But what I'm looking at right now is somewhat of a follow through above this candle, and see if there's an opportunity. If there is no opportunity, I probably would not go short. But again, it all depends on what kind of stocks you're looking at. Are you looking at stocks that are stronger than SPY, or they're weaker than SPY, and you tackle those instead of just simply tackling a SPY. You can trade SPY, which is totally fine, but you want to tackle something that offers you less risk but more reward kind of trades. Okay, so anyways, if I go back into daily, and I talked about last week being critical, 200-day SMA, right? This was very critical. It broke that. Big institutions look at it very carefully, and at that point it seems like nobody looked at it carefully, and it just there was no support, no nothing, no buyers, and instead price kept going down and down. So I'll be looking at it daily again, and all my trades will be correlating along with the SPY. Or if you're trading a Nasdaq stocks, you want to trade in correlation or in confluence with the Nasdaq or the QQQs. Okay. Other than that, that kind of sums it up for the weekly analysis. And again, I'm trying to put these videos out instead of the whole charting and everything, because I think I put a lot more depth into when I'm actually talking. That way you guys can understand what I'm thinking. And again, I'm not giving out any trades, or I'm not pointing out go short, go long. All I'm saying is, go with the trend, find out support analysis, and find out exactly where the entries and exits are. It's very simple. Trading, you don't need to make trading too difficult for you by following what 10 other people are saying. Believe me or not, this service that's out there charging about 60 to 65 bucks, and it's funny that this guy is every single time he's contradicting himself. He's saying, oh, I told you so to go long. At the same time, he's saying, okay, this is where this is where I said, we had to go short. So every single video he's making, he's defending himself. Either he goes long or short. I mean, again, if you're gambling, the chances of winnings are 50-50, but you want to guide your your viewers, your members, if you're charging them 60-70 bucks, and tell them exactly what you're thinking. And if you want to point out buy here, short here, then just give them out some kind of clues. Give us something like, like I talked about, this is a hammer kind of candle, and if we look for some kind of trend tracement, that's where you can go short. But again, it's all about, there are a bunch of services out there. A lot of services are just literally giving a lot of free stuff, and other services are charging a tremendous amount of money by giving you hardly anything. Believe me or not, I've tried a lot of stuff, and I come to a point where it's not even worth trying a lot of services, paid services. So anyways, guys, this is it. And also here's my website, and my Twitter handle is here. If you're a new sign up, make sure you go on my website so you can receive these weekly videos or the charts. And also I have opened up two email accounts. I went into a little bit depth, and opened up info at trendtrader4e.com, and another one is Jazz at trendtrader4e.com. I actually bought these domain emails, so feel free to send them out. What I'll probably do is try to send my emails out from here, make it more legit and professional. And also, again, I am working on my paid services website page, and that'll be coming out pretty soon too. I hope you guys hope this made sense, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Thank you.